Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about a beautiful and visually striking plant, and this is known as Tradescantia zebrina. It's also popularly known as zebrina plant, which I don't have to tell you why. You can just have a look and guess it. This plant is really popular among all the plant enthusiasts and indoor gardeners because of its beautiful purple and green leaves and the cascading growth habit. It is also known as wandering Jew, and this plant is relatively easy to care for, and that's what makes this plant an excellent choice for both beginners and the experienced plant lovers. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some care tips as well as I'm going to show you how to grow more plants from just one mother plant. So stay tuned. So for Trdescantia zebrina, I would say they prefer bright indirect light. If you want, you can place them near a window with filtered sunlight or in a well-lit room. But I would again recommend that avoid keeping them in the direct sun because it can scorch their leaves and you might end up losing the purple shade of your plant leaves. So in short, a bright lit area indoors or outdoors but without any direct contact with sun. So these plants are native to Mexico but are grown as a houseplant in many parts of the world. Especially these plants are hardy and can tolerate a wide range of temperatures. But if you keep them in temperatures between 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, or let's say 15 to 30 degrees Celsius, then they're gonna say a lot of thank you to you, and they can tolerate slightly higher or lower temperatures for short periods. But again, I would emphasize that these plants are sensitive to extreme cold or heat. So temperature below 50 or 10 degrees Celsius can cause damage to the plant, whereas the temperature above 32 degrees Celsius, or let's say 90 degrees Fahrenheit, can lead to wilting or stress. So you can keep them indoors or outdoors depending on how cold, how warm is the weather in your area. So accordingly you can choose the place for these plants to get them going and thriving. So these plants do well when you provide them a lightweight and well draining potting soil, which has to be able to retain some moisture, as well as at the same time it should be able to drain out excess water quickly. So I would recommend a mix of a blend of coco coir, peat moss, sand and perlite, and a high quality compost gonna give everything to your plant. And also you should be repotting this plant in every year or two because they are really invasive in nature. So they can be benefited from the fresh soil, and they get more space to grow. And spring and summer is the time when you can repot your plant, get a good planter with good drainage, and you can repot your plant. So watering is a tricky part for this plant. They neither like to be dry out completely before watering, nor they love to be sitting in a soggy soil. So what should we do? Here is the solution. You should always check the soil before watering your plant. I would recommend insert your finger 2 inches down in the soil if it feels dry to touch or it comes out clear, which means your plant is thirsty. Water your plant right away. Or the other thing you can do is use a moisture meter. It can be a great help in this. So put your moisture meter down in the soil and see the reading on the screen. If it's showing on the drier side on level 3, which means your plant is thirsty, water it right away. Also make sure to water the plant thoroughly until water starts to drain from the bottom of the pot. And this thorough watering also helps ensure that the roots receive adequate moisture. You would also notice that during spring or especially summer times, you need to water this plant a lot as compared to winter. You can feed your plants during spring and summer times with the good organically rich liquid fertilizer once in every month. Pruning is going to help this plant a lot, especially if you want your plant to look more bushy and compact in shape. Then you need to prune them very often. It will also prevent the plant from becoming leggy and would encourage the new stem growth. All you need to do is just to use your clean pair of scissors or pruning shears, make a cut just above the leaf node, and you're good to go. This would encourage new growth from that point, and you gonna make a lot of new plants from these cuttings. So the propagation part is really simple for this plant. All you need to do is just get few cuttings, remove the bottom leaves, and if you want you can directly propagate them into soil. All you need to do is just get a well draining soil and propagate this cutting into the soil. Roots will start to form in few days and your new plant will be ready. If you want, you can water propagate them. The same method you have to repeat. Instead of soil, you have to use water. Get some cuttings, remove the bottom leaves, or get the healthy stems. If you see anything wrong with the stem, you can just remove, cut them off, and get a jar filled with water and put all these cuttings into the jar. Leave it for a few days and you would see that roots will start to form in about a week. Probably rooting happens faster during spring and summer times as compared to winters, and once the roots are formed then you can transplant these cuttings into a well draining soil and your plants, new plants will be ready. In couple of weeks you would see the new leaves will start to come from the top and your new plants will be ready. So the best part about this plant is that you're gonna get it one time and you're gonna be growing a lot of more new plants from just cuttings. And if you see any pest attack, you can treat them with neem oil or insecticidal soap. It's a great plant for indoors or outdoors. It's a perennial one. And if you really like this video or find this video helpful, give a thumbs up. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed it yet. And if you have any questions, you can ask them in a comment section. If you really like this video, give a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay happy and happy planting.